It's the 5th of March 2024 and this is your Solana Daily Debrief long form edition. Let's dive into it. So starting with Zelo Finance. So WTF is Zelo. So zero loss. This is basically a lossless lottery savings protocol. There are similar things on EVM chains and the big one is called Pool Together. But this is very, very cool. However, it's not live yet. It's currently in a waitlist stage. So what you have to do is you have to go and check if you're eligible. And if you're eligible, I guess you just jump in Discord and hopefully you'll be able to jump in as soon as this starts. There are some docs here. I haven't gone through this extensively. All I know about this DApp is you basically put in your soul. You do not get any staking rewards back. It all goes to the pool. I'm guessing Zelo Finance will take a certain cut and then they'll divvy up prizes in a random way to people depending on how much soul they've staked and how long they've been staking. It's certainly a good idea maybe to do with a small amount of your soul, but for the majority, I'm definitely going to just be staking it with validator.com. But this will appeal to more of the degens out there. Maybe you go and stake 5 soul and you win nothing ever. Or maybe you go and stake 5 soul for say 6 months and all of a sudden the prize pool's like 50 soul and you win it. The odds are probably not in your favor because there'll be whales in it, but all you need is just one ticket, right? Now the major news today, of course, is JUP and the DAO vote. So here's the whole thread from JUP, but what we're going to do is just read a couple of other people's that have broken it down nicely. So here's Slog's thread. So basically, test vote will take place Tuesday 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, and the actual vote will be Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Holders will lock JUP to vote for LFG candidates or proposals. You can unlock at any time. It will take 30 days. Don't worry too much about this. Like as an example, if the price of JUP skyrockets and you want to take profit, you can always put on a hedge. And I have a video on how to put on a hedge with Drift. 100 million JUP and 75% of launchpad fees will be allocated towards governance incentives. Rewards will be distributed quarterly. So with this is basically to sidestep voter apathy. I mentioned this in my Futagi video and my blog post on Futagi. I won't get into it too much, but if you incentivize people to actually vote, then you get people more invested in being part of that group. Initial proposals will be made by the team, and then the DAO will take over, and the DAO will be given a decent runway, $10 million and 100 million JUP for operational expenses and grants. Sniper adds a little bit more information here. So on Thursday, the DAO will vote on the first 2 projects that will be launched on the LFG Launchpad. These are some candidates. By the way, you can only vote for one project with one wallet. So if you've got 50,000 JUP and you want to vote for 2 or 3, you just need to split that amongst different wallets. And that's, as far as I'm aware, that is completely fine. So these are them here, and only 2 will actually go through. And as we can see, there's a decent amount of incentives that are going towards the voters. So definitely go and vote with your JUP. And remember, if the price of JUP goes up and you want to sell, you do have the option to put on a hedge. I've checked out the website, but at the time of filming, it is not live. Now, Bonk's been going very, very well. It has gone and flipped numerous blockchains. This is certainly common. The thing with Bonk and other community coins, especially Shiba Inu, which is doing very, very well on the Ethereum network. These things pull in more people into crypto than basically everything else. Because at the end of the day, it's number go up. If number goes up, people are interested. Phantom has been shipping some things. If you're trying to do some swaps and they keep on failing, you can always change the slippage right in the swap part of the DApp. Also, if you've been playing on Bitcoin, you can now use Ledger with Bitcoin for your ordinals and stuff like that. If you're going to NFT New York City, then it's the return of the packs. So make sure you put this on your agenda. Personally, I'm not going, it's too far away, etc, etc. But in general, the Claynos kind of parties and things like that, they book out very, very fast. So if you have a Claynos and you actually want to participate in whatever they have organized, make sure you get into Discord and you get a slot. I have no idea if they've got a hotel arranged this time or something like that, but they most likely do, and getting one of these packs would be very well worth it. If we have a look at the photo here, we can see the little Bonk logo. Buzz, a member of the Claynos team, said it's not what you think. So I don't know what I think. I wouldn't be totally surprised to see some sort of redemption for a certain amount of Bonk that's maybe random, but who knows. Solana has seen an inflow of 27 million in stablecoin over the past 24 hours. This is good to see, but this is very, very low. It won't be long before it's 50, then 100 million a day. So just keep an eye out for that. Tensor has shipped a new feature, exchange SPLs for NFTs on Tensor Trade. This is a hybrid swap. This is something I'm not personally paying attention to, but it may interest you. Something that I'm far more interested in, of course, is Solana DeFi. So this is the Jito report, explosive growth in Solana DeFi. With this surge, we can see an increase in daily average fees, daily active users, DEX volume, and total value locked. This is completely easy to kind of think of. Everything just goes hand in hand. One major thing, of course, is the fact of liquid staking tokens being used more actively, and Jito Sol is my favorite. BSOL, MSOL, still very, very good things, but Jito Sol is my favorite. The TVL for Jito Sol reached 6.4 million Sol, which is absolutely crazy. Kamino has been doing very, very well. Kamino and MarginFi. Very, very bullish on Kamino Finance. With MarginFi, I'm completely fine with MarginFi, but it's been having its points program go for quite some time. So anyone that wants to jump in and try and farm the points there, I don't really see the use for it. It's more if you want to use a dApp because you need it, great. Otherwise, with Kamino, it has product market fit. You can still get a juicy amount of points, and it's one of my favorite tools for DeFi. One thing, just so I'm not selling anything short on MarginFi, they're now at over 600 million. Back in October 2023, the TVL was 23 million, and now it's over 600 million. And I think what Jito Sol is trying to do is just have this amazing growth flywheel. So if you're looking to do any DeFi, then Jito Sol could be something you want to include. Nikki from DA has a little bit of a hint here. Trash Bandits, Drop Bears, and Degen Apes will all live within Dashboard. What is this dashboard? We do not know yet. Apes and Bears are ready to go. The Pandas, however, there's a transformation to come. So we'll have to stay tuned. If you own one of these assets, or in particular, a Panda, then there is a transformation coming. Earlier today, it cost $91 to do a swap on Ethereum, and this is absolutely crazy. These fees can go a lot higher. I'm not here to bag on Ethereum. Let's say, as an example, you want to buy a token or a meme coin. If you have $500 and you go and buy the token, then $100 of that will go on gas fees. So your $500 worth of ETH actually equates to be $400 worth of Pepe, as an example. So for you to break even, that Pepe has to do basically 50%. It has to go from $400 to $600. Then you can swap it back to ETH, and if gas is the same price, you make nothing. Now, of course, if you're going with bigger bags, it's completely fine. But if it's $100 in gas, and sometimes it's even more, like buying an NFT was $165, this is just not achievable for the masses. There's no way that you can spin it. ETH Maxis will talk about it. I have ETH, I just do not play on the Ethereum blockchain. It just hasn't scaled, and scaling is just coming. When? Who knows? By the way, for context, before 2017, they were already talking about staking actually going live. And in 2017, they were pushing this narrative very, very high that the TPS would be insane. We're now in 2024, 7 years, very little in the way of improvements. However, something I will cover in another video in the future, Monad. Maybe go and follow them right now. In fact, let me just show you what their Twitter is, just so you can, because this will probably be very, very exciting. I think this will do very, very well in the EVM space. EVM layer 1, 10,000 transactions per second. It's still very, very early, so all I'm really asking you to do is just literally just follow them and just put it on your radar. Raj says, if an energy drink company can win F1, that's Red Bull Racing of course, then dog coins can rebuild finance. I don't make the rules. Well, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but Bonk Bank, certainly a possibility. Kamino Finance has introduced a JLP market to Kamino Lend. So this is very, very cool. So you can bring your JLP into Kamino Lend, I'll show you in a second, leverage via USDC, earn Kamino points, and 50,000 PIF rewards. Initial cap 20 million, and basically the JLP market points boosts, supplying USDC will earn a 5x boost, and borrowing USDC will earn a 3x boost. These are the incentives right here. So the PIF is coming directly from Kamino's PIF allocation, and I'm very, very bullish on PIF. I've mentioned it many times. And what this basically allows is multiple loans. So I'll show you in a little bit, but there's a JLP market and a normal market. Now, just quickly pointing this out here, Solar basically says there's a 0.5% origination fee. So if you're borrowing 100K, you're going to be charged instantly $500 in fees, but you're only going to know once you've borrowed. This is now fixed in the UI. Y2 Kappa addressed this, and anyone that jumped in before the UI was updated, they have been refunded. But moving forward, there is a fee to borrow. I'll show you it now. So this is just a small little DeFi position here, and we can basically see I've gone and supplied a little bit of JLP. Maybe we have to go and have a look at our portfolio to see that. So I've just put in a small amount right here. So let's go back to borrow and lend. If we go to our main market, we can see the main market, and I can go and borrow some USDC or do whatever I want. I mean, the borrow rates at the moment are absolutely insane. And I'm not an expert here, but this is ridiculous. Basically, people are cycling things through. They're also putting a lot of this into just pushing up prices. Meaning when you see borrow rates like this, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. So what I'm thinking is there will be a pretty decent flush in the markets coming soon. I'm not looking at charts or anything like that, which I'm not good at. I'm just looking at the fact that this is too high to be sustainable. If you go and put dollars into a bank, you might get 3%. Whereas if you go and put your USDC here in Kamino, you're getting 40%. Anyway, back to the JLP market. You can see I've gone and I've put in some here. The LTV is 65%. So I think this was like $160 or something like that. If I go and borrow, I can borrow $90. And if I click max, you will see the origination fee is 0.5%. Normally there is no origination fee. So having a look here at borrow, max, there is no origination fee. Nevertheless, you get some points here, and there are a lot of people that have JLP and it didn't really have a utility. You couldn't really borrow it against it very easily, and now you can. One thing you may be keen on doing though is actually going and supplying some USDC into this, because well, you're getting a very, very juicy yield. We'll confirm here. And if you hover over this, you can see there's PITH rewards as well as the lending APY. And on top of that, you get this point boost. Now over to Step Finance. So introducing the Step Finance app. This is only available on Google Play. iOS is coming soon. So it's Google Play and Saga. And you can do a few things on this. View tokens, create multiple token watch lists, keep up to date with Solana floor news. I think this is really, really cool because it's a very good account to follow with notifications on. And if it's all live in the dApp, that's even better. If you're in a country where there's a strong Solana all roads presence, such as Nigeria, Turkey, there will be other countries I'm just not super familiar with where they are really, really active, then you can organize in-person meetups or just find them. And then you can also hold tickets to the Solana Crossroad conference. So just a reminder, this is happening May 10th to 11th in Istanbul, Turkey. I will be going. I'm very, very keen on this. I'm going to remind you, if you can make it, I think it's a very good idea to go to these in real life community kind of meetups where there's lots of people there sharing alpha, sharing experiences, good speakers. It just gets you outside, off the two screens, looking at everything, watching videos, crypto Twitter, dog with hat, bonk, all that sort of stuff, and actually speaking to people before you lose that ability to actually speak to people. SuperTeam Earn has gone and shipped a new product, which is a quote system. So if you are interested in a job, if it allows it, you can basically go and decide, hey, I will do this for this. So as an example, when it comes to maybe a thread or content thread, I think things are quite fairly priced, but quite often there may be something like, hey, can you fix this thing for me? I need a dev and it's $200 or $100. And for a lot of devs, it's just not going to be worth the time or effort. So this way you can submit your application, say, I'll do it. It'll be this amount of money. Now the heist was supposed to go live yesterday, but it's now going to go live at 6 p.m. UTC today. So good luck, go in there, get your Kiwi and work it all out. I haven't covered it yet. I need to actually play it before I can cover it. And a video on Basket is coming as soon as possible, hopefully tomorrow. But one thing is, keep an eye on whatever assets they're acquiring. Remember, if you don't want to acquire the asset yourself because maybe they go in or out of positions, you can just go and get Basket and then you've got some exposure there. But Jito Sol, this has been on my timeline for quite some time, and Bobby's been talking about it for quite some time, and I've completely faded it. It's just the nature of how I am with Memecoins quite often. But if they're getting involved, then there's probably a good chance that it has some sort of upside. Of course, it's not financial advice. A very, very small percentage of the portfolio would actually be allocated to Jito, and I have no idea if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. But overall, I like the idea of seeing what they're actually buying. And now just quickly off to CoinGecko.com. So prices are going quite parabolic.
And this should have been pretty obvious to see, but when one meme coin kind of pops, another one does as well. So Pepe popped first, then Bonk, and then Shiba Inu. So it would have been, for those that are really watching the market, probably a safe bet when you see a couple of them pop to go for the bigger ones that have a lot of attention and put on a little bit, maybe a small leverage long. Certainly not financial advice, of course, but you can see this is where money's currently going. So money will rotate out of here and will go into other things. USDC, people will take profits, of course. Some people will get really, really greedy, but this won't go up forever. In terms of the actual market cap of Bonk, I think it's going to go a lot higher. But if you are leverage longing it, just be very, very careful. At the moment, 40%, 50% borrow rates on USDC. There needs to be some sort of flush coming soon, in my opinion. If we have a look at everything here, most of the things right up the top, they're all meme coins. There's a little bit of AI, Fetch AI, whatever Corgi AI is. But in general, it's all about meme coins. Anyway, that's all for today. Stay curious and we'll catch you in the next video.